Hey guys, Cecil here once again. Before I start today's video, I did want to make one small request of all of my subscribers out there. I've been noticing over the last several videos I've uploaded that a lot of them haven't been getting many views. Now that could be for a lot of different reasons. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not going to really get into the details of it, but if you are a big fan of my channel and you really like a lot of the content and the videos I upload, if you could do me a favor and click the little bell icon that's down by the subscribe button down below the video here. It will keep you up to date on all of the content and the videos I upload in case YouTube is burying some of the stuff I upload. Just so I know for sure people are actually watching my videos. It would be a big help to me in everything I do with the channel. Regardless of whether you click on the bell or not though, guys, I appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel and stuck by it. Without you, I wouldn't even really be doing these videos if I didn't think anyone was watching it or cared about what I thought on a lot of topics. So again, I appreciate guys, everyone who has subscribed and stuck by the channel over the past several months and years. Thank you very much, and I hope to keep bringing you good content going forward and more consistent videos as time goes on. But on to today's topic of the video. And this kind of has been on the back burner of my mind for the last several months, especially since the PlayStation 4 Pro came out last year and the Xbox One X, formerly known as Project Scorpio, finally got announced and is due out this November. Now, to kind of give an idea of where a console cycle goes, I have to kind of give a little bit of history real quick. Traditionally in the past, through about the 6th generation, console cycles have lasted roughly 5 to 6 years. It wasn't until the 7th generation that kind of changed and it was extended more to around 7 to 8 years. And I won't go into the details of why that was specifically last generation. It had a lot to do with poor sales of the PS3 and the 360 early on and things of that nature. But needless to say, the last console cycle lasted a little longer than a traditional cycle. And the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, when they first came out, were generally considered underpowered systems. They weren't as high-end as past consoles around the time that they released. The PS3 and 360, for example, were pretty high-end systems compared to PC technology at the time. And the PS4 and Xbox One were definitely more underpowered in comparison to PC tech. And that has a lot to do with the cost of developing hardware, game development. Traditionally in the past, when a console has come out, even if a company sold it at a loss, the PlayStation 2 is a good example of this, the loss would be made up via software sales. And with increasing game development costs and all the other things that go into running a successful console, that really isn't feasible anymore. So what's probably going to happen going forward is companies are going to come out with the most affordable at cost or near cost box they can come up with when they release a new system and put it out around that $400 to $500 price point. So that is why, kind of to an extent, the PS4 and the Xbox One were underpowered, and why the PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X are kind of these mid-generation refresh consoles that are going to hopefully take better advantage of 4K, which is why Sony and Microsoft feel they are coming out with them. But to me, it's more also the underlying issue of extending the current generation a few more years. PlayStation, especially Sony, they are in no rush to come out with a PlayStation 5. The PS4 is selling gangbusters. It is going to be the #1 selling console when this generation is all said and done. And given Sony's movie division and their electronics divisions, another part of the Sony Corporation aren't as profitable as their PlayStation brand, they're going to do everything they can to milk the PlayStation brand for all it's worth. And the Xbox One X, which isn't even out yet, Microsoft is going to not come out with the Xbox One Next, or the Xbox 4, whatever you're going to want to call whatever they call the next generation Xbox after the Xbox One. They're going to want at least to get a few years of use out of the Xbox One X and the current Xbox before they think of coming out with a new set of boxes. There was a lot of speculation online when the Xbox One X and all the specs got revealed, and given the PS4 Pro is now underpowered compared to it, that Sony might release a PlayStation 5 in the next year or two. And I'm sure they're working on the console, and we'll hear more about it in the coming years, but I don't think they are going to be in any rush to come out with a PlayStation 5 just because they're going to want to milk the PS4, like I said, for all it's worth. So where does that kind of leave Nintendo in all this? The Switch, in my mind, is actually in a pretty good spot. Now, coming off the Wii U, which only lasted about roughly 4 years, the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, I guess you could kind of say, have hit the reset button on the 8th generation a little bit. So Nintendo coming out with a new piece of hardware that's going to be their primary focus going forward for at least probably the next 4 years. With the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro probably extending the 8th generation at least that 3 or 4 years. By the time we might see a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Next, maybe in 2020 or 2021, the Switch will have been out for about at minimum probably 3-4 years, and they can come out with a more powerful Switch 2, you know, if they're going to keep the whole portable console hybrid thing going on. Maybe mobile technology will have advanced to that point where, you know, a mobile processor and GPU can be made cheap enough where it can be more 4K friendly and plugged into a TV. And that's why I think the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Next won't be out anytime soon. Another reason is if they're going to come out with a box that is going to be probably 4K native capable and doing 60 frames per second, or at least 30 frames per second minimum, it's going to take a few more years for PC technology. It's coming down in price some, but it's going to take a few more years for PC technology to get to the point where they can do a 4K true native capable machine at least 30 frames per second, if not 60 frames per second, and get it at that $400 to $500 price point. So that, in my mind, is why these mid-generation consoles have come out, for all the reasons I mainly listed in this video, and why I don't think we're going to see a PlayStation 5 or Xbox One or Xbox Next, at least in the next year or two. It's going to be at least 3 or 4 years. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think we're going to see the next generation sooner than that? Do you think it'll come out in 2018, 2019? Or do you think we're going to be a few more years, like I think, before we see the next true wave of consoles? Because I don't think consoles are quite dead yet. The PS4 and Xbox One have proven that there is still a market for dedicated consoles. PC, while it's still growing and still very popular, still isn't very casual friendly, even if you learn about it. It's actually not very difficult to do PC gaming. But I think for a lot of people, especially casual gamers and the casual audience, they just want a simple box they can stick under their TV, hook it up, connect it to the internet, and play. They don't want to have to worry about specs and power and things like that on the PC side. But regardless, guys, let me know what you think of this topic down in the comments below. And as always, guys, you take it easy, and I'll see you next time.